Hello, my beautiful friends. I'm so happy to see you. Today is day 2 of going through the bed thumper saga. So for some of you don't know the bed thumper, I keep saying that is a soul that has become aggressive with me. Nothing pertaining to my body yet, but he has been trying to irritate me and scare me and won't stop. Yesterday, all day yesterday, I'm going to try not to cry because I've been crying all morning. A good cry, I think. I'll tell you about that later. But all day yesterday, I was thinking that they didn't get the bed thumper. They, meaning protection for me from the ETs. Yes, I know that sounds crazy. That sounds insane, actually, but it's very true. But yesterday, all day, I was thinking they did not get him. And so as the night progressed, I kind of got more nervous and more nervous. But I kept thinking, well, I think if the bed thumper came back, oh, and by the way, the bed thumper means that he kept hitting my bed or shaking it. So I was thinking that if he came back last night, that I'm almost positive that the ETs would come back to protect me. And I took a shower and I was in there for a while. I was thinking a lot of things of me being important. And I cried a little bit, very short-lived, but I'm like, Colin, I want to say this first. I appreciate your kind words in my last video. They meant the world to me. I was thinking in the shower, wow, this has happened to me. And I'll say this again, who in the hell am I to get that protection from the ETs? And I cried about that same thing this morning, and it was like I couldn't stop. And I think that when I have a good cry, it does temporarily stop. And my thoughts keep going back to, who the hell am I? Am I that important? I never thought of myself being important, not even a salt grain of importance. And it was strictly from the way I was raised. And I'm trying to mentally elevate myself to realize I am a galactic light worker. And I had my doubts of that since my awakening. My NDE when I was 16, when that being, I don't know who he was, but he told me if I succeeded in unaliving myself, the timeline would be broken. And a few times after that, I should have died and didn't. And even one, my lungs shut down. That's how bad it was. But I survived. So I was getting ready for bed. And I come in here in the bedroom. And every night I put a leave-in conditioner in my hair. It's a routine that I do, especially now that I keep coloring it. And I have to do it one more time because some areas where the red was is still kind of yellow. So I was in here and I was putting the leave-in conditioner in my hair and I was brushing it and taking my medicine, and then I laid down. And I'm playing the scenario that I think is going to happen in my head. And something told me the first indication that the bed thumper will give me of him being here would be a poke in the head. And so I turn Netflix on and I'm on my phone and my mind keeps going all over the place. And I want to say put the phone down again because I just couldn't concentrate. I could not get into the phone games like I used to. I cannot remember if my sleeping pills have kicked in at that time or not, but I put my phone down. And I looked up at the ceiling. I didn't see anything. And usually when I put my phone down, immediately they start rolling in. I put my phone down. And I didn't see any geometric shapes. I did not see any color whatsoever. And I'm looking, and I'm kind of let down. And I become sad. And I was like, they either got him last night or I'm on my own tonight. And I think the bed thumper is fully aware of what is going on. And that also scares me because he's a very determined being. He's not going to give up. I'm asking them, the protectors, to come in. I was thinking that, I'm kind of scared and I don't know what the bed thumper, Samuel, is capable of doing. And please come in. And nothing. And so I'm kind of laying there and my mind is going 1,000,000 miles per hour. And I felt a poke in my head, or in the back of my head. And I said out loud, he's here. And I'm watching for the geometric shapes, nothing. And I said, he's under the bed. He's poked me in the back of my head. He's here. And nothing. And I'm really focusing on the ceiling for some reason. And I noticed around the air vent looked like globs of white. And it looked like it was moving, like the air was flowing through it. And I'm like, oh shit, they are here. And I'm looking around and I'm starting to see them. They've been here since I got in bed. I don't know for how long. I don't know if they moved in when I got in bed and I didn't hear them because my mind was occupied in the phone. But the guy who's always perched on that was there. There's another guy in the corner over here. Well, you can't see over there. He was there last time. And then as I'm focusing on this, I'm seeing things at the foot of my bed. And I kind of thought, I wonder if this is the female. And then that thought kind of like went away. And then I heard something scraping on the wall. And it was an ET coming in from the ceiling. And it's odd about the sound on the wall. Why don't he just float right in, And I'm watching him come in. And I'm still looking around because I'm panicked. I don't know who's what at this point because I don't think they were in their suits. I didn't see tanks on their back. I didn't see, I don't know, the things that described them the day before wasn't there. And so I sit up in bed and I'm trying to focus on everything. And there was like 2 beings at the foot of the bed. And I'm really focused, and one was kind of walking toward me. And I could see his face off and on, and then I seen goggles. And I want to say he would take them off and put them on. I can't remember. And he kind of was walking toward me still. And I put my hand out, and I said, I don't know if you're friend or foe, because I don't see your suits tonight, so I can't see who's who. And I think he kind of dismissed it, and he started floating. And I think that happened twice where I couldn't make heads or tails out of who was who. It kind of scared me. On some of them, would float right toward me where I could touch them. They were close, and it kind of scared me. And so I'm sitting there, and I out loud thank them for helping me. I thank them for being there for me. And I kind of just sat there in silence, and I was hoping the bed thumper would come out. But I think me talking out loud indicated to the thumper that my protectors were here. So tonight, I'm going to regret it, but I'm not going to say anything to them. I'm going to stay silent in hopes that the bed thumper won't know they're here. And that makes me very, very sad, because I want to thank them every single day that they've been here. And I kind of just thought, well, I'm just going to lay down and see if he pokes again or if he pops out. I don't know. And then I saw some shapes coming in, and they came right toward me, like they intended for me to see him. And it was coming downward, and then it billows up, and it was kind of coming toward my face, and it started still going up, and I'm seeing all the shapes flowing, and I stuck my hand out like I sometimes do, and I was feeling them go through my fingers. I didn't want to stick my arm out there because I don't know if I'm damaging whatever that is. And I'm just feeling them, and I'm thanking them for being there. I've never thanked the shapes before. And then for some reason, it started over. Not immediately. Maybe a few minutes. And I did the same thing. I'm thanking myself for being in the place that I was in at that current time. I just remembered something. One of the protectors was floating over my head, and he was tall and thin, and I seen his face go by. They had their weapons again, and then I saw his hips and then his leg, and I reached out and touched it really gently, and I don't remember if he acknowledged that or even felt it. I don't know. And I'm laying there thinking, at that very moment and the night before, I was very, very lucky that I had them. And this morning I woke up, and I'm trying to distract myself from these thoughts. And I'm playing the tile game, Mujan or whatever it is. And my thoughts kept coming and going of, again, who am I to be this important? Who am I to deserve this protection with weapons? Evidently, I'm still not ready to cross over, for sure. And my protectors were not going to let that happen. And I'm so thankful. But I cannot get over that hump of thinking, who the hell am I to deserve that? I mean, just look at me. I'm a plain old human who's never meant anything to anybody in my life. My entire life. But then at night, when things happen, I become this very important person that I am unaware of. And I would cry. I'd cry this morning, I'd cry. And then it would calm down, and then it would start over. Once again, I've always had this feeling that I'm highly protected. I'm I'm unsure why I'm so highly protected. And I was thinking earlier, if I was just an ordinary person, just a human, my soul has always been human, and a ghost started haunting me and taunting me, would I have that same protection? I now know that I am this important person and I am highly protected. But why? I would really love to know. And evidently, I'm needed still for something. I'm here to change something, and I don't know what that is. A part of me is saying or thinking that I am here to help change the world and heal people. But then I'm like, I'm almost 56 years old. I don't have time to do crap. I can see me as an old woman walking with a cane and my body in pain, and I'm changing the world. It is so out there for me. I know age doesn't matter when you're fixing things like that, but I'm really struggling to get over that hump of thinking I am important. I keep saying that today. I'm trying to get used to it. I'm struggling with it, and I will for a while. Ever since my awakening, I thought I was losing my mind. I thought I was going crazy. I thought I was imagining all of these things. And now, look at me. I don't know. I feel so lucky. Although the bed thumper is scary, but I'm still lucky I'm going through that process. I was thinking, I can't remember if it was last night or this morning. I think it was last night. I'm sitting there thinking I never would have thought in a million years that I would be seeing all this stuff. I'm sitting there watching ETs creep in from the ceiling and down the wall, floating over me. And I'm seeing souls that have crossed over. And I'm amazed. And I was thinking also, are they thinking that it's odd that I can see them? The guy over in the corner, he was crouched down, and night before he was too. But last night, for some reason, it looked like he was in all black. And I did see a helmet on him. And I kind of leaned over and I said, I see you. And I laid back down and I thought maybe I should have said that because I need to stop talking. But it looked like he was putting something together and really quick. I don't know what it was. And I glanced over at him one more time and he was still doing it. And I thought, well, maybe he's preparing for something. And I kept looking at the guy on my shoe boxes, and I just couldn't help but smile and shake my head. And I'm like, that's so funny. Here is this big old protector. He was short, I think. And he's crouched up on my shoebox. And he was crouched down still. And when I looked over at him, when I was realizing they were already here, when I looked over there, he moved so I can see him. But some of the things on his body were kind of like reflecting, lit up a little bit. I don't know what it was, or I should say what made it look like that. But I could see where his feet was, and his body shapes. I can't pinpoint it right now. But I couldn't help but just smile over there at him and just kind of, it's funny. If you think about it, it's pretty funny. But some time passed, and I remember fighting my pills. I'm not going to take them tonight. Well, not until later. And I remember sitting there fighting it, trying to stay awake. And I remember thinking, I don't want anything thrown back at my face. And so I'm looking up at the ceiling, and I keep telling myself, I'm just going to shut my eyes and then open them immediately and do the same thing. It was a struggle. I don't know how long my eyes were closed, but I didn't want to snore again either. So I rolled up. No, I was still on my back. And I rolled my head over to the left side where I saw the night. Where did that come from? The protector and the dark outfit. My face is pointing toward him. But at that time, Apollo was blocking the view. And I closed my eyes, and that's all. That's all I remember. I was out. And I kind of regret it. I don't know the ending of last night, if he was taken or not. I can't remember if I said this out loud yesterday, not night. And I was in the bathroom, and I had been crying. And I remember I started laughing, and I said, you did not even say goodbye to me. And I started crying again. And it was a happy cry. All of the crying I've been doing since yesterday is happy crying. Because I'm learning who I am. And I hope they heard that. I hope they heard me say you didn't even say goodbye. It didn't offend me, and it didn't bother me. But when you're living here on Earth and people leave you after being in your bubble, they usually say bye, or see you later, or see you tomorrow, or whatever. But half of them disappeared before I even knew it. Not last night, but the night before. I don't remember the bed thumper coming out. I don't think I got poked again. I think he left because he was aware that my protectors were here. But tonight, I'm not saying a word. I'm not taking my sleeping pills, and I might meditate for a while. I hope you've seen that, because I think that was an orb. It went right in front of the lens. But anyway, I might meditate a little bit tonight. And I kind of don't want to, because I want to see my protectors come in, because that's so exciting. Every time I see somebody who's not here, well, the bed thumper's lived here, I think, because he's human looking. But nonetheless, I enjoy seeing all of these souls. I do not know if my protectors are souls, or if they're a true being with a body. I just don't know. That part of life confuses me. If it pertains to me in that manner, it confuses me. And I've shocked myself that I haven't cried yet. I thought I was going to once, but I didn't, so I'm thankful. I become a huge mess when I cry. My nose starts running, and my makeup starts running, and it's a messy scene. Yesterday and this morning was bad. Like, yesterday was horribly bad. It was intense bad. And it took everything I had to stop crying so I could go to Walmart, because I had to get stuff. And then when I left, I become aware I'm in my car. Maybe I need to cry. And I held it back because I had no tissues. I had nothing. And like I said, my nose runs when I cry. And I didn't want that happening with nothing to clean it up with. But as soon as I got home and I put the groceries away, I cried again. It's ironic to say, for me, I can't speak for anybody else. I've become aware that this crying is my body and my mind accepting or trying to accept that I am this important person and I actually have somebody protecting me. And that's very, very hard for me to comprehend. It's extremely hard because I've never had that. And so for me being an adult now from childhood and realizing that after so many years of realizing nobody's here for me, nobody will ever protect me, nobody will ever treat me the way I should be treated. And now trying to believe that I was protected, somebody cares for me enough to protect me, that floors me. And so during these crying sessions, not all of them, I realize that my body does this shaking thing. I think my body's becoming aware also. I don't know. That confuses me also. I never laughed while crying either. And that's so weird to say. My crying, I do know, is out of joy. It is a release and a release and a way of trying to accept what really is going on in my life now. And I think a part of me, the human part of me, is trying to not accept it. But it's kind of funny how it's like my body's forcing me to. And it's like my mind is reminding me, and that's why I keep crying. And it's my mind or my higher self, which is me, is actually saying, it's time for you to accept this. This is being forced upon you now. Because you actually have an entity and you're the target. You're his target. And now I have protectors. Shit is happening. So it's time to wake up and realize who you are. Because shit's about to happen. That's how I feel. I never thought in a million years that I would be in the place that I am in right now. I really hope that you guys don't think I'm lying or making this up. I am not this creative to make this up. It's so detailed and descriptive, and that's not who I am. As you know, I can't describe things because of my cognitive impairment. And no, this cognitive impairment is not the result of things that I'm seeing, because I've seen them since I was a teenager. So it's not my cognitive impairment. I thought about that too. I thought, what if that part of my mind that is damaged is imagining these things? But no, this started when I was 11 years old, 10 or 11. And I'm thinking of telling my therapist about this. And the reason why is I need to talk to somebody else about this. It's very difficult to keep it all to myself. I did try to talk to my ex about it last night, of what happened the night before. The way he copes, he makes jokes about things, and that's what he was doing. And he knows about my mom. And I said, I really hope you don't think that I'm imagining these things or making them up. And he's like, I don't know what to say because I never experienced it. And I remember thinking, I don't want you to say anything. I just want to have a second party saying, that's amazing. And I feel like the therapist would be the right person. Or not. What if she thinks I am losing my mind because she's a therapist? I don't know how to go about this. Maybe I was just told I'm telling people already, and I'm looking right at them. I never thought of that. That is making me want to cry, that I can share this with you. You're that important to me, I guess. I hope you know that, because you are very important to me. You are a part of my world. And it's not all about making money either. You've become people who are better than my family. And I will admit, there is a few of you who thinks I'm losing my mind, because I do get the comments. I remove them because I don't want them in my field. I don't want negativity around me, so I remove them. So there are people out there who think I'm losing my mind. They call me nuts. And one comment said, okay, question mark. And I'm like, am I losing my mind? Am I crazy? Is that why they're saying this? But now I know. Then I wonder, how did these protectors get alerted that this stuff was happening to me? And evidently I was in danger. How were they alerted? Were they on the ship and talking to me through the shapes and stuff, communicating with me through them? And I started talking to them. They become aware, or did they already know? And there was a stir in the ship with them saying, we need to go now. And they suited up and come down here. Is that what happened? I don't know. That thought process had went through my mind. And then today I wondered what they were doing. Were they going to prepare and come down as soon as I lay down? No, they came earlier than that. They were already waiting. And I don't know how long. And I also wonder where Zeke is. Are these protectors called on by Zeke? My guides? When I thought that they weren't doing anything and not helping me, is that what they were doing? Was calling these protectors to help me? Maybe I need to ask for forgiveness to my guides and Zeke, because I was mad at them and I thought they were not helping me. I don't know if they were the ones that called the protectors in. I don't know, because I don't know that side very well, as in that information. I do feel I'm expanding, evidently. And I feel that now, I feel that I could easily be a target to another soul at some point. And my protectors will probably have to follow me around, maybe from this point forward. We shall see, and you will find out. But I do feel better knowing that I have these protectors. I don't know if they're going to be a permanent fixture in my life, but yesterday and today, I feel protected. And so I feel at ease. I don't feel stressed out or nervous or afraid. And it's funny because we're not supposed to have fear. And I don't know if fear and scared are the same things, the same emotion. Maybe, I'm not sure. Maybe I need to look those up and compare them. So I'm going to end this here. And I hope you know that you are a part of my life. And I appreciate you. And I hope you have protectors also. I'm pretty sure you do. We all do, actually. But some of us didn't know we had them. I love you guys, and I'm going to send you love, light, and peace. Bye.